Okay, so we're recording. So let me quickly introduce Patricia. Um, Patricia is an adjunct assistant professor at FIT in the English and Communication Studies. Patricia has been teaching here at FIT for several decades, I think. So I'm very happy just to have Patricia over and take some time of her schedule to show us how she's using Calendly. And Patricia, the floor is yours.
Okay. All right. So, God bless our lovely Jose, who taught me the Calendly and then walks me through all of it, so that now it's really quite a feature. And so, how do we get to it? Okay. So let me get into sharing the screen, and then so to get into it, we're going to go to our own Gmail. And if you go over to the nine dots and you leaf down, uh, Calendly is down there. You can uh, switch it if you wanted to put it up further. George, I am somebody who loves colors. And I always mean to say I'm going to take that course that we offer at FIT called the Psychology of Color because I believe so much in it. If I'm giving presents to the family, my daughter's is always misty, purpley kinds of things, and my husband is always blue greens. And guess what my color is? And so if it's toothbrushes, if it's new tablets, we've each got it in our own color. So when we go around, we really see the differences. Apropos, same here. So I have lots of different colors, and you don't have to use the colors. I'm just one of those, and but it helps me differentiate who is who. So Jose is always this peacock blue, and then I kind of extrapolated it a little bit more to anything at FIT is, and so I really can pick it and see it very quickly. Um, I I love the idea of this that I can blend, and it's an integrative tool right now. That anything that I have a side business and all of the other things that I need to put into a calendar, I have put it together here. Whereas if you did it in WebEx and or Collaborate, you could only use the students who were in that particular course. But here, are you seeing my course now,
Yes.
Jose? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So here is my one of two of my asynchronous online courses. It's Voices of Civil Rights. And so I have an OL1 section and an OL2 section. I don't have to flip back and forth as I might with WebEx because I've got everything on Calendly. So what do I have? For me, I have placed a virtual office hours appointments via Google. So any of the students can um, avail themselves of my time that I have put together. I have it here, and I also have it on my OL too. So if we go in here, you can see how we do it. But let's go back to Calendly itself for the moment and just see how I have used things here. I am on a exercise and health and wellness kick, and so in the mornings I'm trying to do several thousand steps. So I have this in the mornings, and so it keeps me honest as to so I can put in here what I have. So this morning I did some, okay, but I if I want to make if I for me what I've done again is another color coding, and I'm editing to get into the color coding. I've changed it to green, the sage one, that shows me only for this event and not any other following events. That it's I have now done it. If I haven't, let's say last night or whenever, I would then I don't even have to go into it. I can right click it, and I can then just make it a for me for this event a gray, which says, oh no, you've been a bad girl. You didn't. do your exercises there. So I am integrating all of this. What I have found is that in the last 2.5 years that we have been teaching online, I didn't have to make room for travel time. So when the students would go to Calendly to create a time, they would just see the half-hour intervals of the virtual office meetings that they'd like to select. But now I'm finding, oh my goodness, I really do have to put a travel time to. I'm doing physical therapy, so I've had to do that, and travel time. And yesterday, Jose and I got together. The Canva tutoring is something else that I am learning, and but I have it through my private business, and so here's the business, and everything in that is or are in purple. If I need to change something, I don't have to go directly into it, but I can, let's say here, I need my color coding. It helps me tremendously. So if I have travel time here and travel time here, and I'm going to do those in yellow, I'm going to, I right-clicked so I can edit and go into any of these places and add a description of what's going to happen in that particular setup. I could go in here and change the color, but I don't have to. I'll stay safe just for the heck of it. I can just right click and change the color there. I don't, these are all individual setups, so I don't have anything ongoing. However, if we leaf across to Saturday, I have what I call alternate WebEx sessions. And here I can put down a session. And what I've done with that, let me go into edit, is now, if you leaf all the way up here, I've done it every 2 weeks on a Saturday. So I'm just going to get out of this. And if you'll notice, okay, here is on the 24th will be the first week. If I go to the 8th, it has now set it up again for the 8th. So on my online 1, I'm seeing people from 7 to 8, and online 2, I'm doing from 8 to 9, and I tape those so that I can then those in Matic and edit them a little bit and use them to as a teaching tool within the asynchronous course, hopefully adding some more warm and fuzzy quality to the course and more intimacy. I'm trying to get something human and warm and fuzzy. That's all. Okay, so that is how I create my board here. Any questions?
No, this is great. Like, I wish I was more organized like this. I tend to lock something in and then just say, okay, it's done, and then never do it, never look at it again. So the fact that you have this recurring stuff is very helpful, and I like the way your mind works with the color coding.
Oh, I'm glad somebody does. Okay, so how do we do this? How do we get to how do the students get to this? So this is your Calendly through your Google, but if let's go back to my Blackboard here, and so here are this is the WebEx ones, but here's the virtual ones. As I mentioned, and I'll reiterate, saying if I were to do it on WebEx, all I would have are the appointments that the students make, and they wouldn't interface with my whole life, and that doesn't make sense to me. This is lovely because eventually toward the end of our session, we'll talk about how Jose actually helped me put it on my smartphone. So when I do go to those my PT sessions, I can leaf down and see what's available and what is not right on the spot. Of course, we have that as a smart feature, a feature on the smartphone, but this way it's really integrated with every other feature of my life, my FIT, my private business, all of the other pieces. Okay, so here are virtual office hours. and here's what it looks like. And I think that well, George, I think you know this because we've had to do this just to get appointments with Jose. And so here are the coachings, and each of the here I have this for the whole term. So if you leaf on out, I've arranged these through December 31st, because then I also get people who are early for even the winter sessions or the summer sessions in between the fall and spring. Okay, how does the student get to it? Jose, why don't you take over for a few minutes and tell George about that so I don't miss out anything. I want him to get it precisely.
Sure. No, you're doing great, Patricia. So from here, George, let's say, for example, if I want to book, I'm in now, I'm going in as a student. If I'm looking,
Okay,
let's say,
am I still online, or are we seeing you?
it's fine if you want to keep sharing, Patricia. And yeah, it's fine.
Okay,
If you can,
all
yeah,
right.
so Patricia, if you go back into the Calendly where you were in there, and right, so a student will click on individual coachings. And let's say I'm interested, well, I want to see Patricia. There we go. You see, so once Patricia click on a day, then you can see that those slots now can be selected, right? And now this is
And
an
what
interface.
I also ask them to do is when they type in their name, is type
Mhm.
in whether they are OL1 or OL2, so that I can
Oh,
have that up and ready for them, and know which course I'm dealing with. In this
that's a
in
great
this in this case, it's the two of the same courses, but when I have my voice and articulation or my public speaking course, it really helps me to know who am I dealing with, because at the beginning, I try very hard to know each individual name, but it's not easy. So this helps me get a face with the name and a name with a face.
That's an excellent point, Patricia. I didn't know that is something that you needed. When we go back into the setup, that could be one of the questions that we'll add. Are you an OL1 or are you an OL2? But later on, we'll get to that point when we're setting up your Calendly.
Great. Okay. I guess, well, I can do it from here.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
And I could ask, so please share anything that you, and some of them do. I don't want to make this too lugubrious. I want a spontaneous whatever is happening with them. So once we get into the session, I can tape it for them if they like, but I can share, and we can go through the actual course and see what the problem might be or what needs some more clarification. Okay, so at
Okay,
the moment I'm just going to share. Okay,
perfect.
okay.
Okay, so you can see Patricia scheduled for September 20th at 7:30. So Patricia, if you open up your Google Calendar now, you will be able to see now that September 20th at 7:30,
It
there is
has
that,
me here.
right.
However, well, in this case, it's fine because I do have a student at 7. And then what I'm trying to do is put the OL2 at the beginning of that so I know which one we're at. And
Right.
sometimes it's not as easy to see what the time is if it's on the half hours. So
Mhm.
sometimes I have actually even been putting in 6 to 7, but this one seemed to show it all
Mhm.
if it's on 2 lines. If that
Right,
makes sense.
right. But
Go ahead.
but the beauty of Calendly is that if there was an event already taking place at 7:30 to 8, then that student would not be able to take that slot. So the issue
Well,
here is
it wouldn't have been available as one of
right,
the tabs to click on.
right. It would have been available. So there would be no problems with conflicts of scheduling.
Right.
Um, and so that's really the beauty behind Calendly as it integrates with your Google Calendar. And just like Patricia said, it's so lovely. It integrates her professional life, her job at FIT, her personal life. So everything now is all mixed into this one calendar, and so
Jose,
now on
may
the
I
Snap.
add, if you
Sure.
look at the left bottom here, you see it has my calendars and it has
Mhm.
birthdays and has reminders and has tasks and it even has holidays. So what you will see is at the top of it what it might be, what kind
Like
of
if you go to
holiday.
Sunday, it should say Rosh Hashanah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Let's see if it does.
I actually had to enter those
Okay.
manually from the academic calendar.
Okay. This is Sunday. Oops, oops, oops.
Yeah. There he goes.
Okay, so I probably need to add that then.
Yeah. I
However,
actually do.
you can. Yeah.
It might go to sundown, so maybe that's no, I don't see it there.
Maybe.
I don't see it.
Well, with the Google holidays, a lot of those things don't get put in manually. What I do in the beginning of the semester is I go to the FIT academic calendar, and then what
Hmm.
I do is I manually, whenever the school is closed, I basically enter it manually. I say Rosh Hashanah, and I say from 9 to 5 all day. I do it twice actually, and so that when a faculty member goes into my Calendly, they don't see that I have slots available for the Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur, and so
Yom Kippur. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Or even something simple as there was. Oh, I think I took it out. But if you do put, let's say there was a fair for our building, a street fair, and so it started like, let's say, well, let's do it. So there's a street fair, and sorry. So for that, it's going to be, let's say it's 9 to 5. Okay, yeah, I'm going to put it in orange because it's neither here nor there. It's something in between. But you'll notice that it'll have behind here other things that I'm scheduled to do. But in back of it, it'll have, okay, here's the street fair. But what am I doing on that day? Well, I'm always doing my circadian rhythm steps. And I have as it happens, I have um, um, a, a salon appointment. But it gives me all of that, and that is a background, which I like. Okay, let me take it out because it doesn't make sense. Okay,
right,
so
right.
easily enough
Should,
to take out. Oh, and
Patricia, should
here's
we?
my travel time. So I'm going into the edit, but of course I could have done it the down and dirty way, as Jose likes to say.
So Patricia, why don't you show us how you set up the Calendly and how do you create an account so George knows how to?
Okay,
Um,
so we have to go to www.calendly.com. As it happens, my account is there. Jose, will his account be there?
no, George, if you're looking to create an account, you would just go into Calendly.com and create an account. As Patricia already has an account, it's gonna look a little different for her because now all she's doing is logging in. So this is how you would see it when you create an account.
Yeah, I'm on it
Okay.
right now. I'm doing that right now.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Oh, great. Okay. Do you want us to hold off for a second, or?
No, I can multitask. I've been multitasking.
I think Patricia, you created the account with your FIT account, right? Because you were looking to
Yes,
integrate it with your FIT. Okay,
yes. But you could also do it in your own private one. But that won't
right.
do this features, this integrative tool idea that I was looking to have. So okay, so I have coachings every 30 minutes. So I'm going into the gear, and I'm going to edit. And so let's leaf down and see what each of these says and does. Here is the coachings every 30 minutes. And so what is the description of this? Is just individual coachings, whatever they need from me, fine. So, okay, so I'll just save and close.
Oh, by the
As
way,
you notice, I could have changed the color there too. Yes, dear, I'm sorry.
if you can mention also, if you can go back in there, you can talk a little bit about how you chose Google Meet.
Okay,
'Cause-
because of this um, uh, integral feature that it'll put, I can put everything in there.
Right, because from this option right here, you can actually choose many different you can either choose Google Meet, you can choose Zoom, you can there you go. That's the one right there.
Okay.
So that's where you would choose what's your preferred platform. Thank you, Patricia.
My pleasure. Okay, are we?
Yep.
Did done that? Okay. Okay, next. Okay, here is when can people book this event, and you'll notice again, I have here 30 minutes, and I had it from the preliminary week of our course, and I'm saying through January 2nd because January 3rd is the last day that we can put the grades into the registrar, and in a way that January 3rd, yeah, which was my father's birthday. Okay. Um, so here's where I could have changed this and did change it. But supposing I want to change it again. All right, so I'm going to go here and then I'm going to go back here. All right, so if I press here, it'll give me the beginning one. And I think I want to keep, oops, sorry about that. I want to keep August 22nd. Fine, I'll do that. But supposing I want to change the last one, and maybe give myself a break and say, you know, the last day, we do have that last week. So by, let's say that I'll for Christmas, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa, I'll give everybody a day or two after that. But maybe I will give myself a little break and decide to do it up through the 27th. So now that's what it will read. So beyond there, there won't be any these virtual office meetings. That doesn't mean that they don't email me, you know, but I like this a whole lot better. And these are 30 minutes. I found that's easier. There is a feature, I'm going to scroll all the way down before we get back up there, is that before each of these sessions, I could have a 15-minute break and or after. I'm boom, boom. And so what I have done, and these are all manually, I put them in. You can have a set one, but I've changed it on certain days to fit with my schedule. And I find it amazing that you know, I'm sure you're looking at that and saying, whoa, you know, wait, that's too much time, and I don't want to offer that much of my personal time. I don't find I can, but a handful that will really take me up on this offer, which I think is a shame. But it's there, and use it, but don't abuse it.
Yeah, I found that students that do use it a lot, and most students never use it though.
Yeah,
Right.
Until last semester, where everyone wants to talk to you.
And what I do is in my course, I'm always having. Let me go into a unit. All right, so here's unit 1, and I'm Jose calls me the emoticon queen, but I do like my emoticons. And so I will put down here in different places. Subsequently, please see outside sources. Please see me, and please use those virtual times. And I have here to reiterate that these sessions cannot be required because mine is an asynchronous course. If I were doing just a remote course, well, then I could. You know, you have this time as a in place of doing even some of the class session. But for these asynchronous online class, you are not required to attend. Hopefully, you will avail yourself of this added coaching to achieve distinction with the coursework. So that's where I try to do it. Okay, so let's apply this one. And so we've set the hours that are choices for them. I myself, I do not want to do a break before and afterwards.
Oh,
Yes,
can, can we just show one quick thing, Patricia? If you scroll up a little bit higher up, you see there on the right hand side, add dates overrides. This is a really cool feature that you can use in Calendly. Let's say there's a specific date. Let's say
Christmas
for
Day.
some reason, right, or right, then you can just set December 25. I am not, I'm
I'm
not
not taking
doing
any
any.
meetings.
Right, exactly. So that you got it. That's or you might say,
okay.
well,
So
I might
so
just,
we have
I might
okay.
just
So here's September, and so we have wait, hold on.
A Monday
Well,
night, like most of
even well, it's going by, so it's not going to be available. But I was just going to say, well, if it's Labor Day and you don't want to see anybody then, but we're talking about Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. So Rosh Hashanah is the 26th and the 27th. Supposing I had, um, okay, I'm sorry, Jose, go on.
sure. So if you do an add override, but basically if you cancel from here, Patricia, right? And then so on the right hand side, you click on add a date override. So that that will allow you to make a specific schedule just for that one day, whether you're not
Gotcha.
seeing anybody or you just want to see you only want to allow one slot or two slots for just that specific day. You can create a
Yeah,
unique,
yeah.
right? That just one calendar for that
Or
specific day.
maybe for Rosh Hashanah, my evening I want to keep private, so I'm only
Mhm.
going to do that amount of time. So now I can apply
Exact,
that for that one
exactly.
particular date, which is, I mean, this is incredible. So I'm like, I love this thing. I guess
So,
you can tell.
so
Anyhow,
that's
go
how you
on.
would add an override. Right. So that's how you would do an override. I just wanted to share that, Patricia.
I love it, love it, love it. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're back. We're past here. And then, so I think we've done it. Anything else you want to say on this, Jose?
Um. I mean, the other thing you can do is create
Ah,
a template, Patricia. Remember, if you want to do that, I want to talk a little bit about how you can create a template for a weekly template, or no? Okay,
sure.
it's okay. We'll move on. We'll move on.
Okay, but do we want to go to any of these additional options? Um,
Yes.
Maybe IT questions. Um,
Yes.
George,
Let's go
I'm not
there.
crazy about entertaining more of that. Because then it's more back and forth, email, whatever the heck. I'm very willing to give my personal time here, but not just to do administrative and check on all the emails and all the rest of it. So for me, that doesn't work. But somebody else might find a nice working ethic with that. So I'd love to learn that too.
For
Anything else that we want to get into,
if
Jose?
if we could do the invitee question, because you brought up an excellent
Sure.
point earlier. You said that maybe you wanted to add a question about asking them, are you an OL1 or are you an OL2? So if you can add a new question there at the
Okay.
bottom.
Please
Oh, not here,
state.
Patricia.
I'm so sorry.
I was
Where am I
thinking over
going?
here. If you hit cancel, sorry, Patricia, one second. If you do add new
Here.
question
That's interesting. Why is it? Okay.
at the bottom where it says
Add
add
new
new question.
question. So sorry.
Yeah,
So
I'm
sorry.
wondering if you can make it into a multiple choice type question and say, you see where it says answer type? If you can say either OL1 or OL2, like a drop, like a radio button or a checkbox. They can checkbox
So
if it's
I
OL.
type in here either um, which I guess which are you, OL1 or OL2? Please
Exactly.
specify.
Right. And then
Okay.
you can go to checkbox and then make it, and the right answer type will be
So required,
right. We're gonna make it
right?
required, right? And then if you can
Then
switch the answer type to checkbox or radio button, either one would do. And then there you
okay.
can type OL1 or OL2 and then delete the third option. So this is just an example of how you can get information from your students as they're registering or booking an appointment with you, and then
Cool.
apply.
Anything else we'd like to add?
Uh, I,
I
I
don't
get
think
all my
so.
I get all my info from the professors. You guys give me all the ideas, and I just try to. So
Okay,
just
so then
hearing.
I'll just apply this because this is really helpful.
Yeah. So there you go.
There it is. Woo! Whoopee! Saving
Right.
clothes. Okay, so anything else? I think we decided not to play with
Yeah.
these. As
We don't
much.
have to. Yeah. The other stuff would be more like I don't think it's gonna be necessary for what we do at FIT. You're not collecting payments, which would be nice to get tips from students,
Oh
but
man.
coffee money or something.
Although I've had some students bring me back a bottle of wine or something. I'm going, I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to take this or not.
Oh, hey.
Well, one person went to someplace in Asia on some kind of business trip, and she brought me back a silk blouse. And I'm going, oh
Wow.
my goodness, am I supposed to accept that or not? Truly, I didn't know, because that began, it's one thing if they just give me a box of candy, but those are getting into actual payments.
Right.
Anyhow, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No. From here, I think we're good to go, Patricia. If you can just click on, I think it's being covered from the at the bottom, the save, and I think there's a save button at the bottom. I think it's covered by the hide button. Is it? Oh no, I think that's it. Okay, so
I
from
think
here,
that's
yes,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
each one of them you saved as you went along.
Oh yes. So those are all the
Yeah.
settings. Um,
Okay.
yeah. So Patricia, you want to show us? Let's see, anything else we need to see from here? I guess your account on the top right corner is where you get access to the link. So this is where you would get the link to,
Okay.
Okay.
right? You see where it
Share your
says
link.
share your, yeah, exactly. So that's the link that
So,
Patricia, yeah, Patricia, go ahead.
so, so where do you want me to go, hon?
You see where the share your link, there from the drop down menu, right there. And so
Hmm.
this is your personal customized URL that will take your students to this Calendly, right? And so that's what Patricia copied and pasted into the Blackboard shortcut that she has on the top left-hand navigation.
So that's where going back here um, to virtual.
Right there.
So that's
Exactly.
already, and so that sends them directly here, and then they have to directly.
That's all we did,
Okay. Yeah.
like a
And
carpenter,
if you
right?
just click on Patricia, if you don't mind, just click on one at a time. So I want to see if that checkbox made it through.
Oh yeah, good
Ah,
idea.
that's nice. Thank you. Okay. All right. Confirm.
There you go.
And there's
There it
the
is.
email. Which are you? OL1 or oh, ooh, ooh, ooh.
You guys,
Okay.
they're weird.
So, what the heck? I'll make it a test. And okay.
Yeah.
So let's see if it shows up here. So that was a Wednesday test.
Yep.
There it is.
But I don't see whether it's OL1 or OL2.
Oh, it says OL1, I think there. If you scroll
Yeah.
down. Right there.
Where?
There. In the middle.
Which? Yeah.
Oh,
There.
yeah. Okay, but that doesn't really help me then. So
No,
I have
you
to
want-
scroll down this. Well, it does. No, excuse me, it does. Okay. So if I'm going to go into this, I know now that I just scroll down to find that it is an OL1 instead of having to go to Blackboard and go to
Right.
the grade center
To the
and
roster.
just
Right.
to the roster. Right. Okay. All
Right.
right. So that's very good. Okay. OL1 test and then. here we
Oh,
go.
and another thing too, Patricia, if you can talk a little bit about is how from here, you get an email, the student receives an email. They can also
Right.
hover over the calendar and cancel or reschedule directly from here. If they don't,
Okay.
if they decide to change their
So
mind.
this happened here. um, Devin canceled, and I don't think that he canceled. He told me here.
Oh,
Excuse me, but this one he did. I'm sorry. Cancellation
yeah.
reason, I'm sorry, but I have a virtual doctor appointment with my doctor from Houston that I forgot about. There was another one that I'm glad it was this one, that was a bit more personal because he says, I don't know what I'm doing with this, and I'm usually good at whatever. I said, so fine, and I have no problems. Arrange a virtual session every week, and I will shepherd you through each of the units.
Right.
Here is, if we go into my Google.
Oh, and
Okay.
there's your
Here's,
email.
okay. So
Yep.
supposing I then, so this is for me,
Right.
but I will also get students canceling or even changing the time that they want.
Right.
And so this is, I like that it's doubling because if I'm not looking at the Calendly and I'm looking through all my emails, this is really helpful.
Right. And also, you also get the alert, 10-minute alert or something. What is it, Patricia? The reminder.
Yeah, but you have to really be on smartphone
Right.
because it doesn't give you much more than that. So, whereas it's nice, but it doesn't really help you. If, let's say, I forgot that I had somebody in 10 minutes, well, supposing I'm out trying to get home or whatever the heck, I can't do it in that amount of time, or I don't
Right.
know. I don't know if it's as useful. And I wish it actually did a ping. It kind of does a little buzz for me, but that's about it. So Jose, George, are you interested in putting it on your smartphone?
Oh gosh, no.
Ah!
uh, well, no,
I'm just
that's
playing
not.
around with the text notifications here too. So, but let's see,
Yeah.
because you can edit that too. It'd be like 1 hour, 1 minute before, or whatever. One
Right.
day.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you can do that. Do you want to go back and do that?
No, I'm looking at it right now. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So thank you.
Yeah.
My pleasure. Okay.
Yeah.
So what else? If you, I mentioned about, I have this in two spaces because sometimes I will manually put it in and then I will go to Zoom and create the session. And so this one doesn't have the Zoom. So, okay, so let me go into it so you'll see that it doesn't have the Zoom.
Yep.
Let me go.
Hmm.
So, I've doubled it for me. So I don't really need it. So fine. And
Right.
I can either do it for this event or if it's all the future events as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
also, I also like how you're using it, Patricia. You're using it in a way that you have multiple sections of, you're teaching. If let's say you're teaching the same class or different classes, and you're taking that link and placing it on both classes so they both have access to that same virtual room. It saves you
right.
the time, right? So it's kind of nice to
Oh yeah.
have that to
Yeah. That,
merge.
that
Yeah.
definitely. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no. So I like that how you're doing that because it kind of makes it easier on you. I don't know, George, if you're teaching multiple classes, but that's nice to have everyone coming in through one manageable um,
Yeah.
platform.
For
Even if
me,
it isn't the same class, even if it's
right.
you have four different classes, they're still filtering into this one place.
Right.
So that is an enormous benefit, I think.
Yeah. Even though I teach 1 day class and 1 night class in between working, um, even I don't really need hours for my night class. I do extend it out to the students if needed.
Hmm.
So it's a good way to kind of manage that and manage my time and my schedule too.